have just been tuned into the street session with your boy Firahs and
Joe MK.
Shout out to everybody that's locked in right now. This is your boy Firahs. This is the street sessions on War FM 90.4. And I'm here with two beautiful gentlemen with me today.
You're too kind.
You're too kind. Man. Listen, we've got Sons of Sonix, aka SOS. Also, we've got Mikey and Mo Samuel. Tell me if I didn't butcher no one's name there.
Nope. No, you got it right. Straight.
Got it right.
That's good, man. First and foremost, how are you guys, man? How you guys feeling tonight?
Man, alive and well, man. Can't complain at all. The sun's out, It's the summertime. I'm having a good time. But yeah, we're good. How you doing?
No, I'm good. Same here. Hot and sweaty.
I feel you.
And obviously the difference between like England when it gets hot and I would say whether you're like in the States or Africa, if you guys are prepared for the heat. We're not.
Our homes, London's never prepared.
So we don't have built-in aircon and all that kind of stuff.
Nah, for real. It makes a big difference. Yeah, for real.
So we're just straight windows and fans is all we have in this country. So.
With no air or just hot air. Yeah, it's mad.
Just hot air.
It's mad.
It's mad. But I want to start with the first thing is how did you guys come together to form Sons of Sonix?
Mike?
Man, well, we started in the church. We're church boys. We've been playing in church since the age of 5 and 6. And individually, we're making music as producers, and we'd come to church and play each other's music and be like, okay, I see what you did on that beat, and vice versa. And at the time, we weren't really too pleased on the scene on breaking producers and getting into the scene and the music at the time. So we were like, what, two heads are better than one. So initially, we came together and formed a production team. At the time, it was just called SOS. And there was 4 of us. It was myself and 2 other singer-songwriters. And as time progressed, the entity just became myself and Mo. And ever since then, it's just been a journey of making like timeless music, and just trying to get our vision out there and our music out there. And, fortunately enough, Moses' older brother, Harmony Samuels, he's been in the industry for like 25 years. So he's been a great mentor for us. And he's been a real blueprint in, chasing what you have as a vision, making it come into life. So just seeing him in LA, working with, the biggest artists from like Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and all these, Fantasia, it just encouraged us to be like, we can do the same thing. What I'm saying? We can build Sons of Sonix, we can build our entity. And, over the past 10 years, we've been going back and forth, trying to build our name, working with the likes of Wretch 32, Stormzy, Chip, and then out here in America, Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber. So that's kind of like, the elevator pitch of kind of like how Sons of Sonix was made.
Yeah, I saw that because I was doing a lot of research. I did see that you had worked with the Wretch 32, Stormzy, to the Biebers, even Ty Dolla $ign that you didn't mention as well. Working with, I would say, an A-list like a Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Stormzy. How is that, and what kind of influences do you lot gain from working with people like that when it comes to your own music as well?
Good question.
Good question.
I think the main element for us is to always enjoy every experience that we come into in this music space. It's easy to get really business minded when you kind of work with an A-list artist like that, because you automatically, and just me being honest, it's like you kind of attach value to the name, subconsciously. But I feel like as we've been making our way through the industry and the people that we've worked with, it just becomes more just about the experience. Like there's been sessions with Stormzy, for instance, where we didn't make no records. We were just laughing and chilling and talking. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when you're able to come into that element, there is less pressure to perform, and it becomes more about the experience and this person that is so high profile, what they are away from all the glitz and the glamour and everything. And that's what actually makes the session way more enjoyable than kind of being like, oh my gosh, I'm in the studio right now with Ariana Grande or Stormzy. Do you get what I mean? Like it's easy to get you know, that artist to producer like nervousness in your stomach, and you know what I mean, because it's just like, damn, you want to perform, you want to make sure that it sounds great, but it's just more so about having fun and, you know, being able to see this person that is at the pinnacle of their career in close proximity, and then you just make great music from there, to be honest.
Yeah. No, you know what? One thing I'll definitely admit from when I was actually listening to you guys' music is the quality that I think you lot are delivering. We're gonna be talking about Honest a little bit later on, and also the upcoming project. But even just if I was to bring up the song Honest that you have with Ghetto Boys, bro, like I hear somebody who's been in the industry for a long period of time. It's not somebody who just dropped a single and that's what they came up with. I hear that. So I guess what I'm saying is, by you lot being in the room with all of these names, has that kind of also allowed you lot to realize the levels that you guys are able to bring to the industry?
For sure.
I mean, like as producers, your pen gets sharpened by the people you work with, and these people that we've worked with are great in their field. So when you're working with, like, for example, Justin Bieber, we worked with Kube, his right-hand man writer. He's an incredible writer. He wrote like half of Confessions with Usher, and he's experienced in the game. So you yourself as a producer, you have to up your game, especially being in the rooms, and you're learning from it. Like Bieber was very, very vital in our development as producers, because he re-emphasized like the importance of the song. So we focus on making sure that the song cuts through, but then on top of that, as producers, we make sure that the production and the sonics aid to that. You know what I'm saying? It improves the song that we're making. So definitely, like, working with these people is sharpening our pen, and it just makes us every single session be like, okay, how did we beat the last record? Like the last thing we created, we got to top that. We always say you're only as good as your last song. Right? The last song that you put out is of that level. So whatever you do next has to top that. So you're constantly pushing. We're constantly pushing ourselves on that front.
Yeah, and you both being producers as well. How does that kind of work alongside? Like, does anyone take the lead? Is it fully like, I do this bit, then he does this bit, or does one of you guys go along and complete a whole thing, and then he comes in and edits it? Like, how does the collaboration work with you both?
We get asked this question all the time. I think we've done it so many times that we just know what works for us. And I kind of like compare it to, like, have you seen that film Pacific Rim, where there's two people moving the one robot? That's basically how we work, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like we have to work in unison together to get the agenda forward, which is to make the best song. So, for example, his strength may be something that I may not be strong in, not to say I can't do it, but vice versa. We know that if we do this and you do that, it's going to work. So at the time, like in our sessions, like it could be he may start with the chords and then I'll do the drums, or vice versa. He may start with the drums and I may do the chords. Like there's no blueprint. It's just that you just know that, okay, this is the agenda and this is what we're trying to do. Just do it. Like happened the other day. Like Mo was just like, do you want to record? I was like, I can't record. They're like, cool, I record. You know what I'm saying? And it's just you just go with feeling, because you just know that, look, it's not a I situation. There's no ego. It's what are we trying to do? And I think a lot of duos and producers, when they work, don't really get that naturally. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is my brother, so I'm not gonna go into the session and be like, yo, bring me the keyboard and bring me the microphone. It's just like, what are you doing, bro? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? We have to get the picture on the table.
It's real.
It's the realest. It's the realest. So we've got our formula that works. It's working, you know.
Yeah. I mean, bro, it's definitely working. I can't even lie. It's definitely working. You got some mad heat. Am I right in saying you're both Nigerian as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm proud about it too.
I'd love to hear that. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm Ugandan, but
you're still African. You're still African.
You side of the river. We're still brothers, man. You know.
It sounded like I was about to hit you with a I'm Nigerian too.
Yeah, I was
like, no. It's
calm. Now the reason why I bring that up is because I think Afrobeats and Amapiano right now has really stolen the scene. The shine is really bright. I would say specifically Nigeria, Ghana, if you're talking in terms of where most Afrobeat artists are coming from right now. As two people in the industry yourself, how exciting is that, knowing that we are literally at the forefront of the industry worldwide at the moment.
Yeah, it's a great time. And it's a great time because we've been able to see on this side of the water, walking around and hearing everyone going, last, last. I'm like, you don't even know what the song means, but you're just singing it anyway. They don't even know. And at the point where, and that was only something that was common with like Latin artists. You know what I mean? Like you would hear out here anyway. There would be a lot of like Latin artists and Latin songs that were just completely Spanish, but completely spinning on radio. I think Drake did one with either Bad Bunny or one of them, and he's speaking Spanish
Bad
too.
Bunny,
He's speaking Spanish too. So that's always been the okay crossover. But at the point now where it's just like you're saying I need Igbo and Shia and you don't even know what you're saying, like we're there at that point. You get what I mean? And to witness it, to see the journey from where it's come from to how accepted it's being taken in the Western world, more so, is just beautiful. And not that we needed any like validation from America or anywhere else, but just that checkpoint, like, okay, they now like know what Afrobeat is just like you can't write that. Like you actually have to experience that. And if and I'm talking about from Maven, Mo Hit record days, like to where it is now. Yeah, it's beautiful, and to be a part of it is just the cherry on top, so it's great.
Yeah. No, I would agree, because I was having this conversation with a couple of other guys in the industry as well, and I remember when they used to say that African music doesn't make money. It just stays in a continent. It doesn't go further. And if it does go further, then it'll be really just us at home that plays it, and no one knows what the songs are, innit? So I think like. And I think it's cool when you've got people like Burna Boy, WizKids that are able to, Davido is able to take the music worldwide, and then now you got Chris Brown jumping on it. You're like Ed Sheeran jumping on. I mean, Ed Sheeran did a whole joint with Fuse ODG singing in Ghanaian. I mean, that blows my mind.
No, for real. That was one of the beginnings.
Like Ed Sheeran, that was one of the beginning of like A-list collaborations with an Afrobeat artist. And then I just think it's a beautiful scene to see, and I think what you guys are doing as well, I think as producers in the game as well, is it's beautiful to see that you lot are British Nigerian and you're in the States doing your thing. And the States is one of those places that I still think is a little bit behind, but it's getting there. It's slowly getting there. And how is the Afrobeat scene, would you say, for you guys down there in the States?
I mean, you just described it. I think it is catching up. They are clocking onto it, because as well with the Afrobeat culture, there's a history as well that they're still learning about themselves, especially in the black side of things over there. So I think where we're at in the West Coast, it's very slow there. I'll be honest. Like there's some songs that we've gone out and they're like, yo, this is the hardest song out right now. We're like, this song came out in Nigeria like last year. Like, it's a bit behind, but especially I think mainly in the East Coast, like they're very like active when it comes to like moments popping. So it's being appreciated, like Mo said, like walking around, hearing people, with the samples, singing last, it's an amazing feeling. It's just a moment of time, they jumped onto, Afrobeat, Joanna, they loved it, David If, they loved it. So you just gotta give them time out here, just give it some time.
Yeah, no, I love that. And obviously, let's get into this. You got your lead single, Honest, which is making noise in the industry, which is from the upcoming project Time Zones and Tylenol. Am I saying that?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little about Honest. Obviously, it's featuring Grammy Award winning Get Boy as well. So congratulations on that. Really good song. We did a review actually on radio the other day, and I was literally saying that it's got that vibe where you are called SOS, so I might need some help to stop dancing. It's been like
I like that. I
That's dope. I like that. I like the way you put that.
The beat was really flowing, like the lyrics, the vocals it just really worked well. So like, talk to me a little bit about how Honest kind of came about.
I actually went to Ghana in April for business. I'm heavy in the fashion industry, so there's a lot that I'm doing, in that space, and I'm definitely looking at Ghana as one of the places to kind of really start the process of that. But anyway, so I was in Ghana for that, and I'd scheduled to do some sessions out there while I was there, just connect with people. I had the privilege of being in studio with Black Sheriff, which was great. Shout out Black Sheriff. And then
he's dope.
Yeah, and then the day after was actually in the session with Kelvin Boy, who apparently who's number 2 biggest artist in Ghana, or whatever. So got to work with him. When I got to the destination, it was in the jungle, like that. Like, I mean, in the recording of Honest, a lot of people don't realize that you can hear like the birds and the mosquitoes in the background, because how we had to record was on the balcony of this house, and it was in the middle of nowhere. Like, you can't see nothing. It's just like house, cliff, and then bush. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it was literally like that. So when I got there, Ghetto Boy happened to be there, and we connected. There's a lot of familiar things that we have in common. He's from London. He used to live in London, then moved to Ghana, and we just there was a language that we understood. So when Kelvin Boy came, I just they were like, play some beats. And I was like, all right, cool, playing, and he was vibing to all of them. And then when I played the beat for Honest, they were singing the melody. I mean, the actual video of how we made it is on our Instagram. Check it out if you can. And they were vibing to it, and in the video, I'm just like, that's the one. That has to be the one. That is the one. And so we did like a scratch melody that night, and I sent it to Mike, and Mike was like, well, the other 2, they're good, it's cool, but that Honest one, that's the one you need to finish. And I was like, all right, cool. So the next day, went in and finished up that record, and then sent it to Mike, and he was like, yep, this is going to be the first one. And I was like, say no more. And it was just real organic. There wasn't anything that was like hard about putting that together. It flowed the way it needed to. And the great thing about that was we didn't know that that trip was going to yield that song, but it did. And here we are now on the interview talking about it. It was literally just April. We're only in August. Like, it was literally a 4-month difference, where it was just like, got there, made the song, and then 2-3 months later it was out, and then we're now doing promo for it. So it's organic for sure.
No, because I'm talking of Honest as well. Like, I feel like it's a song that is available to all types of crowds. Like, to the mandem, family. I can even imagine myself busting a couple of wines to my wife whilst getting married, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For real.
Wedding.
For real.
I mean, was that something that you were trying to create, where it's almost like anyone and everyone can vibe to this song?
I mean, that's our approach with the majority of our songs. Like, if you have a song that everybody can connect to, that's what you call a hit song or a smash, because it's not put in a box to say it's only for this audience. We want to make sure that Jumoke can enjoy it, and then Gladys and Scunthorpe can enjoy it, then Billy and Newcastle can hear it. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just we're very like intentional with that. And with Honest, like Mo said, the process was honest, and it was just something that just naturally felt right. And the production and our music, it's like that for a reason. So we plan to do that. We plan to do that.
No, that's a testament. I mean, I just can't wait to hear the rest of the project, to be honest. And talking of the project as well, is there any exclusive you can give us? Any futures on there? Any singles that's coming out anytime soon, or anything you want us to look out for?
Just
whatever, if it's good music.
It's good music.
It's good music.
Yeah.
However,
I tried, guys.
It's good music. I feel like sometimes, when you kind of come forth and you start saying names of people that are on it, or what it's gonna sound like, you, as much as you believe it, you're also putting pressure on yourself to make sure that it's good. Do you get what I mean? For us, as much as pressure is good, we also want it to just be organic to the public and to our audiences. Like, if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. Do you get what I mean? So one thing we can guarantee is it feels good, We can guarantee that the songs are structured specifically, and the message behind a lot of them is really strong. That's really the ethos of the type of music you make. Like the message, what are we saying in our music? And every bit of songs that are on that project has something that is saying. You know, people don't realize when you're talking about being honest, you can say that in all categories, you know, whether it's relationship, whether it's in your own personal life, whether it's like you said, like in a marriage where you're telling your wife, like I'm being honest with you, like you're the only person I want. Like it transcends different levels, and that's the vibe that you will get across, you know, the body of work. So there is a guarantee that the music definitely is high quality, and for us it's always been quality over quantity. So you'll be in for sure.
I think that's a huge lesson there. Quality over quantity. I think sometimes, especially in a streaming era nowadays, people are so sucked on putting 30 songs on a project because they're trying to get the streaming numbers up. But it's like, you don't need to. That's like mixtape eras, isn't it? Where you had like 30 covers. But like now it's like people are full on making 30 songs. Probably got like 10 throwaways, but then they still just dash it in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's crazy because sometimes that kind of like, some people might argue against this, but sometimes I feel like you kind of just put that there because you're unsure in some sort of way. Like you're just like,
that can be very true.
Do you get me? Like, okay, well, it might not. So let me just put it on there and see. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whereas, like for us, we know one thing that we all have in common as a race, as a society, is we all have feelings. There's you're guaranteed to feel something. So what you might not like, I love, and what I like, you might not love. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We all feel something, and that universal language is what Mike and I go by. It's just like we just want it to feel a specific type of way. Do you get what I mean? And when you listen to look at our discography and the type of music that we make, everything feels a specific way. Even whatever genre, Latin, hip hop, R&B, you know, folk music. Every time that we, you know, engage in a genre of music or are a part of something like that, we carry that same element, which is the feeling. It feels a specific type of way. It makes you feel a certain type of way. So as long as that's there, it doesn't nothing else really matters for us anyway. Do you get what I mean? The right people are gonna hear it. The right people are gonna connect to it, and the rest is out of our hands, you know.
No, I respect that. And I said duo. I got two questions actually, but I'll start with this one. So I said duo. What's the one thing that you learned about each other that you didn't know about each other before you guys became a duo? So what's something new that you learned about each other?
That we're the same. That sounds
okay.
Nah, it doesn't sound stupid, but we're just the same. And I say, you know, everyone says everybody is different. But then there's the other saying that's just like when you're around someone long enough, you start looking like that person. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like
you start sounding the same.
You start sounding the same. Yeah, we're the same person. You know what I mean? Even though he's 6'4" and I'm 6 on the dot, we're the same person. Even though he's, you know, a couple months younger than me, we're the same person. Even though we lived on different sides of London, we're the same person. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's literally like that. Like, you know, there's things I'll be thinking and he'll say, and I'll be like, are you all right? Like, are you normal? Did something happen?
Literally.
Like, it's like that. You know what I mean? That's how tight the brotherhood is. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's nothing about it is forced. So nothing surprises me. Like, you know, it's just like we met and it's just like, oh, okay, you're like that. I'm like that too. Oh, you're like that too. Okay, I'm like that. So there's nothing new that I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that about you. It's just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense because I do it. You know what I mean? So that's really it.
What about you, Mikey? Yeah, you got a different answer, or are you replicating that?
I agree with that 100%. We're the same. It's I'm trying to think now, but he literally put the nail in the coffin. Like it's just it's the same person, but just maybe it might be a different way of expressing the same thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like I said, our agenda's the same. Like, we're trying to get the same goal. It's just communicating and comprehending what the other person may say of the same agenda. So literally two peas in a.
Nah, I respect that. I could proper see like the brotherhood within you. So you lot can finish each other's sentences. So I know that you lot definitely are definitely the same. And the other question I wanted to ask is it's kind of like a cliche question. It's, you know, a lot of people try to get into the music industry, and a lot of people wish to be in positions where they can say, I've worked with Justin Bieber or whatever. So because a lot of our audiences are of start from a younger crowd all the way to an older crowd. So we do have quite a few 15, 16, 17-year-olds who always in my DM, but how do I do X, Y, and Z? So I want to ask you guys, what would be your advice to anybody who would love to get into the music industry?
Man. I have 2 points. I'll start with master your craft, put your time in. You're not going to jump over and think you're going to get to that place without putting in the time. Like, we're talking to 2 guys who basically have invested 10 years plus of being in the studio, making songs, making crap songs, making good songs, making crap songs, and refining the tools. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to master your craft and, you know, put in the time, invest in yourself. And secondly, I'll say learn the business. This is there's a music creating side, but there's a music industry, and unfortunately, both of them are not the same. They're 2 different ball games, 2 different levels of understanding, and there's knowledge out there. I think this generation, what's so good with them is they have access to so much information. You can literally go on Google, be like, what is publishing? What is a music role? Like, what is a DSP? So there's no excuse for you to come in and say you're good at making music and you don't understand the business. Learn the business, understand the basics, the fundamentals. I'm saying, we're not saying you should be able to create like a contract or anything, but understand the little stuff here and there, so that as time goes, you will learn more in the process. So that'll be my
2. I think my 2 would be the first one: patience. I feel like we've moved into an era where everybody wants everything now. Everybody wants it to happen now. And, you know, social media has played a part in that, without realizing that, like, you know, 10,000 hours is really how long it takes. You know, every person, example, right? Whenever you look at most bodybuilders, right, or people that train, whenever you ask them, oh yeah, like, how do I get like you? The first thing they'll be like is, well, I've been doing this for 8-9 years. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been doing this for 15 years. And you're there scratching your head like, damn, man. Like,
I want to do like by tomorrow.
I want to get like that tomorrow. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's the consistency, it's the patience, it's the knowing that at some point something will click, even though you don't have control of when it's going to happen. You're in control of what you do until it happens. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That patience aspect is very, very, very important, and I think is missing in a lot of our young people that are coming through in the industry, you know. And no fault of theirs. I know social media has definitely like aided people wanting to reach stardom in 2 months, or, you know, place a record on TikTok and it just blows up. Like that luck of stroke, that stroke of luck doesn't always replicate like that for everybody. It changes here and there. Do you know what I mean? So definitely patience. And I think just to coincide with what Mike said is learn your craft, man. Study to show yourself approved. Like, keep improving. There is no end to growth. Like, whatever it is, do it. You know, if it's finding a mentor or someone that's already ahead of you, do that. Do you know what I mean? If it's sitting on YouTube for a couple hours of the day, do that. You know what I mean? Like, all of that is working for you, never against you. So
no, I appreciate that. I think one of the things I definitely take from the 4 points you lot gave, patience being a key, but I think the big one here is understanding the music business. I think the amount of artists that I meet that are signed to contracts that they don't even understand, or they don't even understand PRS. Like, PRS is the big thing. If you ain't even paid for PRS, you're already losing out on checks. Just those small things is like, if there's anyone listening right now, like, just go do music business, study it. There's YouTube tutorials. You don't even need a course. Literally, you can find books, you can find talks. There's so much information regarding that. I would actually say go and learn, because the one thing you don't want to do is end up in situations where you're in a contract you hate, you're losing money, somebody's owning your thing, you don't even know how they're owning your thing. So yeah, music business, I think that is key to understanding where you want to be in the music industry as well. Because once you understand the business, then you're able to market yourself and understand how things work. And even, you know, if you want to get your songs in a movie, you'll understand how the whole situation with copyright systems and all that works. So yeah, I definitely think, that's a very good information. But look, thank you very much to both of you guys for having a conversation with us. Again, like, two very beautiful, nice, intelligent guys.
Thank you, brother. Much appreciated.
I always like to let the guests say their own final words. So anything you want to leave the audiences with, which can be as simple as just play our single, whatever you want to say.
Mike,
do your thing, man.
We're Sons of Sonix. I'm Mikey.
I'm Mo.
And this is our new single featuring Ghetto Boy called Honest. Run that up. Thank you for the support. We appreciate you all.
Yeah. Love. This is your boy Firahs. This is the Street Sessions, WOW FM 90.4. If you are listening on radio, it's the pre-record. So after this, you will be hearing Honest. So don't go anywhere. It's coming straight up right now. If you're listening on YouTube, then listen, description below. You go down there, all the links to the Instagram, music, anything you need to know about Sons of Sonix, everything will be there for you guys to find out about them. Obviously, if you listen to us on the podcast, again, description. If you listen to this on a short on Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat, then you go press that link, and watch the full thing, Anyways, thank you guys. Take it and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Been tuned into the Street Session with your boy Firahs and
Joe MK.
Why is this the name of our show, bro?
Because we're the hottest in the streets.
Catch us online, on the go, and on the FM.
Okay, let's go.